Greetings. Dark greetings to everyone. Dark greetings, Joshua Savage. Dark greetings. Y'all know we're always waiting for people to check in. So that's the move. Zoom, Joshua, is like, it's almost like Skype. I saw you jump in, but then I saw you jump out. So just try it again this Sunday. You should be fine. Nina. Greetings, Nina. So, just waiting on individuals to log in and join us here this evening. Not going to waste too much time waiting. Going to get into it soon so that we can get the discussion in, take questions, and finish fairly early this evening. Demetrius, dark greetings. What's going on, brother? Excellent. Chaotic Scott, greetings. I'm sure Chaotic Scott will enjoy this topic this evening. The Sith path of inner destruction. I'm sure you will enjoy it this evening, Chaotic Scott. All right, so a few minutes, I'll get it on and popping. People will join us when they can. Not gonna waste too much time on waiting. However, while we're waiting, let's go over some announcements that I'll make towards the end as well. Sunday, we will have a discussion on Zoom, myself and Brother Rogue Titan. The discussion will be... Shit, I forgot the topic for a second myself. Jesus. 1 second. That's a damn shame. Harnessing chaos energy as a black adept. That's the discussion for this evening. I mean, not for this evening, sorry. For Sunday on Zoom, the discussion will be harnessing chaos energy as a black adept, which is myself, Ravana Noon, and Brother Rogue Titan. We will be doing that at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. on Zoom. If you would like to attend, email me at, I'll put it up here now and then again later, darkoccultist99 at outlook.com. And I'll send you an invite for Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So hopefully y'all show up for that. And we'll get it on and popping on Sunday. So then Thursday, we will have the Vampyre class on Zoom for those who signed up for that. We'll have the Vampyre class on Sunday. Also, the Sith class is currently running simultaneously. The Sith class is not a group class. The Sith class is the individual class where you will be first steps. You have to go through challenges. Sith believed in challenges before you could even become an acolyte or while you were in the process of becoming an acolyte. So, and even when you were an acolyte, there were Sith challenges. These challenges will challenge your mind, will challenge your spirit, and will challenge your physical self. So right now we're only doing challenge 1. People can attend, people can join a Sith class at any point in time. There is a lot of challenges before we go nitty gritty into some serious Sith work. So if you want to, you hit me up. darkoccultist99 at outlook.com. I'll give you the information, the payment information, so we can move forward and get the Sith class rolling for yourself. It's an individual class through the challenges and some of the actual rituals and things we'll be doing. All right. So hopefully you all will, those who are seeking or been looking forward or towards the Sith challenges, the Sith class, it's on and popping now. So again, you email me, I'll send you the information, and we'll go forward from there. All right. So, Sith path of inner destruction. The Sith path in inner destruction is a psychological method of overcoming the actual conditioning and programming and propaganda that this society has promoted as being truth to keep you in a mental bondage state. So in order to do that, you have to be able to go deep within your subconscious mind. You have to be able to, first of all, identify how programmed you are. Are you so programmed that you just cannot let yourself go from the light side, the fluffinators, the fluffy side? Are you so far gone that the darkness scares you? Because as a Sith, we empower and embody the power of darkness. We embody the power of that shadow side. We embody the ability to go into the abyss of our subconscious mind and go so far as go into the void. And there is a void meditation that, as people progress through the Sith challenges, that they will be partaking in and harnessing the dark side energy that comes from that. So if you are one of those individuals who still fluctuates between the light and the dark, the Sith is not for you. You may want to still stick to the vampiric classes. You may want to still stick to chaos magic and things of that nature, but the Sith is not for you. The Sith is embodying and encompassing pure dark side energy. And if you're afraid of your own shadow, you're afraid of your own shape in the dark, your own form and fashion in the dark, need not be apply or check in. All right. how do you deconstruct? How do you deconstruct the programming that's been laid into our minds as a child? A lot of us have come through religious schools. And if you've come through a religious school, you have to deconstruct that school. Whether it's Islam, Christianity, or Judaism, how do you deconstruct that school? Well, there's various methods. You can go and take, for example, you can take certain rituals that you found in Catholicism, if that's where the school you came from. Or you can take certain aspects of different denominations of Christianity. And you have to deconstruct that ritual, that system, destroy it in a sense where you can use it to annihilate the programming that came with those teachings, that indoctrination. Okay? But you have to not be afraid to actually deconstruct it. See, what happens is people say, okay, yeah, I'm ready. The problem is you think you're ready, but then you go into deconstructing this religious program that you've been raised with, and then the fear of God comes out of you, which I don't understand why you would fear some fictitious character that you can or cannot prove either any which way other than subjectively, which is up for debate, if it exists or doesn't exist. Okay? But yet you give all your passion and your power and your strength to some fictitious character. So in order to destroy that, you have to begin by deconstructing it. The Satanists have a system. Some of it is effective. Others could be extreme. Depends how you look at it. Okay? They take the cross, put it upside down with the Christ figure on there. They invert it upside down. In other words, to destroy it. You can take your Bible and you could demolish the Bible. You can set it on fire. You can rip it apart. Whatever it takes, you have to find the method that works for you to start to deconstruct the religious programming that you've been under. Now, it's more difficult than it sounds because you can destroy these things, but then you can destroy it, but then the embedded programming goes so deep that you will still say things like, oh my God. You'll text me and you'll still have OMG there. Now you could say, oh, well, that's me as God. Listen, the fact is you're still using OMG in a sense of how the program masses use it. See, it's more difficult than people think because there is a lot of traps that have been laid out to trap you and bring you back in. So how do you continue to do that? Well, deconstruct it in a form or fashion where you destroy it or eliminate it. And then you can utilize some of the rituals, the tools, the symbols to use it in a way that is constructive and empowering for yourself. Okay? That's one of the things you have to do. The symbols. What symbols have you been given in this society? Okay? Because we've been basically drowned in symbolism since we were young. How do these symbols affect you? How do these symbols still have a way to control you? Are you so witchy but yet so scary of the inverted pentagram? Now people will say, oh, the inverted pentagram is just the inverse of the real pentagram, which is the points up, and that represents spirit and air, fire, water. Yeah, okay, great. Again, religion within the witch mentality. You still finding a way to dissect or separate the two. No, okay? For those who really know what the pentagram means, the upside down or inverted pentagram, then it's all good. But if you still consider yourself a witch and you're scared of an inverted pentagram, you still have a religious programming there. So you understand it goes further than what we think. You have to be able to go in there and start to dissect the symbolism that you've been given. And not only dissect it, but you're going to at many times have to create your own meaning for those symbols. Those symbols are all around you. Everywhere you look, you'll see the symbols. Do you equate the symbols of Christianity? Does it still involve your thought process to give into that symbol? Meaning, you see the symbol, does it cause anger or does it cause faith? Does it cause frustration or does it cause spookism? I mean, whatever the case is, you got to start dissecting each symbol that has been placed in your mind. Because if you don't start to dissect this, you'll still leave remnants of how you've been programmed. Okay? How do you I'll give you, okay, here's another example. If you watch the movie Star Wars, do you still root for Yoda? Even though you claim to be dark side, do you still find yourself falling for the emotional, heroic energy and emotions that they tap into during a movie? Do you still find yourself saying Yoda is so great? Do you still find yourself looking at Thanos as the bad guy? Do you still find yourself looking at Carnage of Venom as the bad person? Those kind of that's programming in of itself. Because if you still look at the villain as a bad person or the bad guy, then you're really not waking up. You're really not paying attention. Because if you really listen to the villain in every movie, when the villain really starts to break stuff down, they are sharing buku amounts of truth. The problem is that they bring in the heroic mindset of this group mentality, this herd mentality. They bring it this heroic mindset of let's save the day because Thanos is wrong because he wanted to eliminate half of the universe. Well, if you really understand why he wanted to eliminate half the universe, you really understand that process, you might not be so quick to jump on the bandwagon of the Avengers and say, okay, Thanos had a point. Are you able to deconstruct that programming that is funneled through media, social media, media's mass media, movies, television, etc., etc., etc.? Are you able to deconstruct that? Are you able to destroy that? Because if you're not able to, then there's some way, shape, form, and fashion you're still being held, you're still being controlled, you're still being affected. I am not immune to this myself, okay? This is an everyday process that you have to work on to be the master over self. It's not oh, I did a ritual and I'm so empowered now. You know, I'm so empowered and I'm just so dark and devious because I did this ritual. It has nothing to do with it, because you can do a ritual and go right back to La La Land, Fairy Tale Land, Cinderella Land, and all this Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs Land real quick. So you're going to have to start digesting and digging in deeper and deeper to check out the methodology that has been used against you. All right? As a Sith, we use different kind of tools to destruct or destroy the inner programming. Okay? One of those is to experience the void. I have a void meditation that I could share with others. All you have to do is email. This void meditation will take you in, and you'll start to become aware of the things that you currently are not aware of. That's one of the tools that we use as a Sith. Void meditation, void awareness, to tap into the powers of the void. Another one. Now, this may sound like, you may say, well, damn, why would I need to do that? Immerse yourself in nature. What does that mean? Get out of the cities, get out of the suburbs, go further out into nature. Get away from the energy of these cities and suburbs and places like that. Get away from the herd mentality, the sheep mentality, the cattle. This is what cities harness. This is what is involved. When you get away from that and you immerse yourself in nature, go hiking, go camping, you start to desensitize yourself. See, a lot of us are numb right now to energies. We're numb to vibrations and frequencies because of where we live, and we're so just drowning in this synthetic technological construct that has been given to us. Get away. Go away from all that crap. Shut off the TV, shut off the computer, shut all that off and go into nature. I try to do this every few months. Soon I'll be going to Puerto Rico, where my condo sits there. It overlooks the ocean. I don't try to turn on no TV. I get off the phone. I don't deal with none of that. I just tune into nature, the beaches, the trees, the coconuts, all that stuff that's there. All existing in nature. I see the iguanas running by. They'll stop, look at me and say, "What up, homeboy?" I'll be like, "What up, son?" And then they'll go be about their business. All right? And the iguanas in Puerto Rico are like this huge, big suckers. All right? Get away from this technological construct that we're presently living in. Get out of the matrix, so to speak. Go to nature. That's one of the most beneficial things you could do for yourself. So as a Sith, especially for those who are entertaining the idea of getting down with the Sith classes that are running right now, get out of the cities and the suburbs. Get out of these areas and go into nature. Immerse yourself into nature. Learn how. If you don't know how to hike, start learning how to hike. If you don't know how to camp, if you don't know how to survive in nature, start learning, because you never know when you might need it one day. And trust, you may need it one day. All right? You should learn how to hunt. If you're too soft and you say, "I don't want to kill and destroy animals," this is not for you. Okay? But you got to know how to survive. You got to know how to hunt. You got to know self-defense. These are all the things that you should really immerse yourself in to start breaking the programming. All right? Memes. My brother ain't here this evening, but Brother Rogue Titan is a master of memes. Start learning mimetic sorcery. Start learning memes and how to utilize memes to create a virus mentally or a thought bomb mentally. How do you replace the symbols given to us, create your own symbols? Rework what we've been taught as far as morality and work it into your memes to create something that's going to catch the attention of those dark side people who are looking for it but may not be aware of it. Start reworking that. Start tapping into that kind of sorcery, because it's very effective when you can utilize symbols, pictures, landscapes of what society's so used to and rework it or deconstruct what it's commonly meaning into something that is more powerful and subliminal, to open up the minds who are seeking and destroy the minds who are too weak. Utilize that power. All right, utilize this power. Do not forego some of the systems that are presently there that you can deconstruct and tap into and recreate. All right. Do not forego that. Okay. Another tool we use is logic. Logic sometimes consists of laws of thought. The more logic you are able to have, the stronger your reasoning. People right now have weak reasoning skills. This is why they're easily controlled, manipulated, made emotional, and attacked. You're weak-minded, so be that. So it is the case. Learn how to use the system of logic. Conflict. Utilize conflict. Not so much external conflict. Internal conflict. What is your conflict? Are you conflicting about the memes that you see? Does it cause a conflict within you? Or do you want to give in to the memes that you see? Okay? That's a conflict. And it's actually sparking or arousing something in you. I remember when my brother Rogue Titan created a meme that someone just went off on a philosophical, scholastic tirade over what he said. And it was simple what the meme was alluding to. And he just felt like he had to elucidate on some scholastic, scholarly, academic level for nothing, because everything this person responded to in the meme was irrelevant, because the meme was designed to make that person trigger and respond. How weak-minded people can be. All right? So work those memes so that you can open up and crack open people's skulls that are, or minds that are so drunk with stupidity. All right? Or use those memes to arouse, to seduce, to attract. Work them. You're on social media for a reason. Don't get caught up in the dummy moves of the social media, in the bumbling foolishness of the social media. Use it as a weapon. Use it as a weapon for your sorcery. That's what you should utilize social media for. Not to be caught up in who the next fad is and the great big booty motto is, or whatever the case, fake booty motto is. Use it to do the sorcery. All right? Learn how to flip that conflict within yourself. Express that conflict. Don't just keep it internal. What I mean by expressing it is, why don't you create a meme of your conflict, then look at it? Because that conflict, when you create the meme, is really telling you what you may be fighting against, what you may be avoiding, what you may not be given into. Some of y'all understand this. Some of y'all know. I also use mimetic sorcery, but not in the way people think, though. Anyways, that's another story. So these are some of the tools that a Sith uses. But the most important thing, okay, is in order to use the power, your dark side power, for inner destruction, you gotta have willpower. You need to have willpower. You need to be able to utilize the power of your will. What is willpower? In a sense, willpower is simply the ability to control your mind and body to get them to achieve goals according to your will or someone else's. Willpower, self-discipline, determination, perseverance, gumption, and true grit. Stronger willpower allows you to achieve more difficult tasks, just as stronger muscle power allows you to lift heavier objects. Willpower is mental muscle, whereas the will is your inner commander that uses willpower to achieve its goal. It is the general of your mental army, the sovereign of you, your inner kingdom, the deep source motivation that compels you to act. Okay? Compels you to act, compels you to take action. So you have to be able to use your will to effectively use your willpower in order to start destroying the inner programming that has been placed there since we were young. You have to be able to tap into the dark side. One of the most effective ways to tap into the dark side is using your emotions. Remember, the Jedi say there is no emotions. However, the Sith say peace is a lie, there's only passion. The Jedi say there is no emotion, there's only peace, which is false, because energy and motion or emotions are constantly a part of us as human nature. It is your very energy that dictates the way you flow behind the thought process. Your thought is the direction your energy will go. Your emotions propel that energy to go in that direction. So you should be able to tap into your emotions to empower yourself through darkness. Now, someone may be scared of shitless and say, why, Ravana, do you always talk about the dark, Ravana? Why, Ravana, must you do that, Ravana? And I tell them, if you really understood nature, the universe, 95% of the universe, all right, let me say 94% because it can fluctuate, of the universe is dark energy and dark matter. Yet the religious fools fight about 6% of light. The universe is only made up of 6% of light. Yet they will argue you down. God is light. So God is a minority insofar as God is only 6% of the universe. Is that what you're telling me? Because it's been proven through quantum mechanics, quantum physics, the theory stands, and then more information is coming out every day to verify this theory, that 94%, maybe 93 or 95%, whatever, let's just be safe and say 94% of the universe is dark energy, dark matter. But yet we argue about 6% light. God is light. God is good. Allah fi samawati ad-nur. Allah is the light of the heaven and the earth. We argue about this. We will destroy other human beings about the light, but yet never understanding the darkness that is eternal, that is dominant in the universe. But you think we're bad because as Sith, we tap into the dark side. No, the Sith just understand the limited teachings of the light side. Most of us in this chat room came through the light side, yes or no? Most of us. I didn't say all, so don't say that I said all. Most of us came through the light, meaning Islam, Christianity, Judaism, whatever light organizations you came from, or secret societies or sacred orders, right? All came through the light. A lot of us came through there. The conscious community is full of light. Bullshit light. Okay? Most of us came through that. to be here in the dark, to start to understand the dark, the shadow self, the true power of the shadow, to understand the dark aspects of our subconscious, unconscious minds, which are the actual largest percentage of your mind. We start to understand the pain, the trauma, the wounds, and how it's conceived, this illusory being we create to exist in this society. The mask or the costumes we wear just to survive in this society. Every day we do that, we drown and ignore the true part of yourself. We ignore the part of ourselves that will empower us more than just the light. So we go on and on. These fairy tales, these figures of light. We go on and on with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We go on and on with Cinderella. And we do this consistently and constantly. So then when somebody brings up the four princes of hell, or they bring up the gates of hell, right away people run for the covers. Holy shit, no, that's evil. Have you ever been there? Have you ever experienced it? Have you ever even divulged, or have you ever even dived deep into the darkness to even know if it's evil, right or wrong? Think about this nonsense. Have you even gone deep enough to even know if that stuff, according to your morality and philosophy, that is good or bad? People will attack you. Oh my God, you said Satanas, you said Satan. You're evil. Really? Did you ever bother to look up the definition of Satan, the adversary? No, I never did. I just thought Satan meant evil. Really, idiot? The adversary. I'm adverse to your bullshit. I'm adverse to society's programming, religious programming, cultural programming, family programming, racial programming. We should be attacking, dissecting every part of that which is within us to create a new you forged in darkness by the black flame. But instead of doing that, we straddle the fence. I want to be a gray Jedi. Really? That means you playing it safe. That's what that means. See, a lot of these people who claim the middle path are fools because they're playing it safe. See, they don't want to go too dark, and they want to still have some, interaction with the light. So they just straddle the fence, keep walking along, doing nothing really. They don't stand for anything. They're just in the middle like fools. But yet, we all clamor about the light and will attack anybody who's not like you. This stupidity. People will give Satanists a bad name, but have no goddamn clue what they represent. Some of them have never read the Satanic Bible. Not saying that's the Bible for all Satanists, but that is one of the early teachings on it in this country. And the Satanic Bible has more truth than the goddamn fake Bible that I've read over and over since I was young. It has more truth. Anybody here ever read the Satanic Bible? If you haven't, please get a copy and read it so you understand it. Especially the chapter on Belial. I think that's the chapter. I think it's chapter 7 on Belial. Please read it. Stop being scared. Stop running for the hills because you're so Jesus out. You just love some Jesus. I gotta love some Listen. Please, cut it out. All right? Exactly, Saga 13 Coyote. It has more truth than a lot of this stupidity that you find in the Quran, in the Bible, in the Torah, etc., etc., etc. It has more truth in there than you could imagine. Okay, and if you really fed up with this world and society, it'll start speaking to you on levels that the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah could never speak to you on. It'll start to help you understand that the adversary, the power behind the adversary, is what you need to activate within yourself. Remember, the Sith originally were dark Jedi, but they became they were Jedi, then became dark Jedi because they were adverse to what? The Jedi's philosophical bullcrap and teachings. So some of them started tapping more into the dark side. Eventually, a group of them got exiled, and then they ended up on the planet where the Sith were, Korriban. Okay? And the original Sith race was there, and they started to intertwine and merge as one because the Sith harnessed the power of the darkness. The Dark Jedi merged, intermingled with them to become one, and they started to tap more into the dark side, dark powers. Yet, if you listen closely to Revenge of the Sith, listen closely to when Darth Sidious, right, Emperor Palpatine, or the son of Palpatine, was sitting in the movie theater, or not movie theater, shit, in the performing arts center that they were at, right? And he was starting to tell Anakin Skywalker the story of Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis the Wise. And in there, he told Anakin the difference between the Sith and the Jedi is that many Sith have studied the light side and the dark side. So they really can encompass and empower true dark power, true power in overall power. That's the advantage many of us have. We came through the light side. We came through the dark side. We came through the light side, so many of us mastered or digested enough of that information that information you've digested, but now you're empowering yourself through the dark side. You understand how the Jedi think. You understand their philosophy because you came through it, and you see the ways that it's a hypocritical teaching. You see the ways that it tries to bind and control people, make you more of a servant than being a master over yourself. You can see those ways, and you start to awaken to that reality, and you start to say, it's time for me to take control over the self. It's time for me to stop feeding my energy to those who use it to enslave us. Every time some situation occurs, the mass media gets people riled up, gets people emotionally intoxicated with sadness and anger and things of that nature. They got your ass under control every time. Some big event occurs, they'll pop it and drop it on the news, and people just go whoop right into it and fall for it every time. Meanwhile, over here, the real shit that you should be paying attention is being revealed. But no, they'll distract you and send you over there. That's manipulation at its finest. So when do you wake up and stop being manipulated and start being the manipulators? Start manipulating the forces of nature to your behalf. Start manipulating your dark side powers for your benefit. Start manipulating the power of your mind for your benefit. Instead of falling victim to what is used to manipulate us. If you fall for every time somebody dies, and you fall for the martyr mentality that is always promoted by the conscious community, you still are a fool. Straight up. That's how easily emotionally twisted you could just Easily fall victim. Why is it that every time there's a slain rapper, everybody wants to martyrize? They want to make them a martyr. I mean, I swear the mentality is just, these people swear they're so intellectually advanced, they're so powerful, so conscious, but they get manipulated just like a regular person. Easily manipulated. Because we want to make everybody into a martyr today. Fools. I've heard it all. I've heard somebody tell me, oh, well, this, I'm referring to Nipsey Hussle, by the way. I heard somebody tell me all this stuff, and I said, let me ask you a question. If the government wants to annihilate you and eliminate you, would they send somebody there? Supposedly, the guy got paid 75 grand to kill Nipsey Hussle. This is a new thing now, right? When have you ever known the government to pay anybody that little amount of money to eliminate someone when they could do that with a sniper from long range that you'll never see and never know who took that person out? Why the person got to be exposed on TV shooting him back and forth, over and over? Come on, people, get this slave mentality serious, y'all. If they want to eliminate you, they got lasers that they could use to eliminate you and just blow you up into smithereens where there's no trace of you. Come on, man. Come on. Yes, that's what it is, John Travachino. That's what they see. They want to create a messiah of everybody who passes. It's ridiculous. This new generation especially is ridiculous. They fall victim for that shit every time. Every time they fall victim to that. I done heard everything from Jay-Z is an occultist. Beyonce is an occultist. Please, they're about as occult as a homeless person in the corner. Cut that shit out, people. Anyways, let's start taking some questions here. Because I just wanted to get to the point, get this out the way, so that we can start taking some questions, not be here all night. Because I know some of y'all got things to do, people to seduce, people to get down with, people to travel with, people, whatever the case may be. All right, so I'm going to scroll up, see if there's any questions or comments, and roll from there. Then we'll go over towards the end, after I just go over some of these questions or comments, we'll go over a little bit more about the Sith class that is presently in effect, Sith challenges, and there's some nice, some deep challenges, y'all. That's all I can say. All right, so let's go. Let's get it popping. All right, for all those who missed it, I'll say it now and I'll say it again at the end. This Sunday's discussion is harnessing chaos energy as a black adept. Okay? Harnessing chaos energy as a black adept. That's for this Sunday on Zoom at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you would like to be on there, email me at darkoccultist99@outlook.com for an invite. I send the invites out tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening. I'm going to say it one more time because people always miss it. Tomorrow evening is the last day I will send out invites for the discussion tomorrow. For the discussion Sunday about harnessing chaos energy as a black adept. Ravana Nu, myself, and Rogue Titan will be discussing this on Sunday on Zoom. What up, Rainier Rains? Good to see you. Southern Cal. Been there one time in my life, and I plan to go back and visit again soon. Demetrius Clark, that's a good oh shit, I'm gonna disconnect the computer. All right, that's a good book to check out. Mastering Witchcraft by Paul Hewson. He has you say the Lord's Prayer backwards. That's another way of deconstructing what you know or been programmed by. So keep that in mind. All right. I That's true, Rainier Rains. A lot of Not a lot, but there's quite a big number of people, especially grown men, who parade themselves as badass, but then you confront them, the sissy come out their ass real quick. I've seen that, and I've experienced doing that to people. They talk good game, but then you confront them, and they're quick to be sissies. Sir Noble, what's good? Fearless Satanas Root Witch, my, me myself included. I love the bad guys, or so-called the adversaries, and all of the superhero movies, horror movies, etc., etc. The good thing, look, check this out. The horror movies not for everybody, but I will just tell you this, okay? Horror movies are a reflection of yourself. What do I mean by that? If you pay attention to the horror movies closely, there's a lot of occult symbolism there and a lot of occult meanings. One of them is, you ever notice that there's the individual who tries to survive to the end, and the movie cannot finish till they confront the adversary or so-called bad guy, like Michael Myers, which is my boy for life. Jason, which they overdid too many of those movies. Freddy Krueger, which is another level of archetype that you can use to tap into your subconscious mind and your dream world. People never look at it like that, but yes, you can use that. Interesting thing is that aspect of Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger, Jigsaw, etc., is really a reflection of yourself. This is why the hero in the horror movie has to face the adversary, the bad guy in the movie, because in reality, they're two poles of the same thing. The illusionary poles, but they're really one thing, vibrating or various degrees of the same thing. Two aspects of themselves, and they must face each other to integrate, to empower themselves. This is why they face each other in the horror movies all the time. This is why that's one of my favorite genres of movies, is horror movies, because I look at it beyond just the gore and the horror aspect of it. I look at it from the occult senses. That's a part of yourself you're facing. And what do they do? What all heroes do in horror movies, y'all? They run and they run from themselves, until finally in a horror movie, it dawns on them that I can't run from this. I have to face it. I have to confront it. That's what we do on the dark path, the left-hand path, the shadow path, whatever the hell path you want to call it. In the dark side, that's what we do. We stop running from ourselves and we face our darkness. We face our Freddy Krueger. We face our Michael Myers, and we integrate it to become even more powerful. We don't try to destroy it or run from it. We face it face on, head on. We face that part of ourselves and become even more powerful through it. Because just like Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy, all of us have a rageful side. All of us have an angry side. All of us have a sadistic side. You just may not have tapped into it yet, but you have a sadistic side. All of us have the sinister current runs through all of us, especially if you're walking on the left-hand path, walking the dark path. It runs through you. That's why you're here. This is why you're attracted to these level of knowledge and information, because it runs deep within your soul. So horror movies are very crucial to watch sometimes, to face your own fears of yourself, to face your own shadow side that you created into a boogeyman, that you created into a serial killer, that you created into a hideous monster or creature. Because those monsters and creatures dwell within the unconscious, collective unconscious. They dwell within your subconscious, and we create our aspect of ourself that we cannot stand and create them into these demons and monsters, things like that, instead of integrating and becoming one. Oh, this may sound foreign to you. So this is the first time you ever heard some of this. You might want to stage exit left from this channel. All right, let's keep it popping. Yes, they did, Demetrius. Bad guys always had the best weapons, neater powers, and deeper wisdom, like Thanos. But everybody wanted to root for Captain America and Iron Man and blah, 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 blah. Even in the movie Black Panther, where all melanated people went ballistically crazy. Black Panther, King T'Challa. Listen, you know who was saying the truth in that movie? Killmonger. Go back, press rewind, and watch when he's there confronting them in when they were in the country. My mind went blank. But anyways, when they're there and he's confronting them, he says, "Hi, Auntie." He starts dropping bombs. Real bombs that if people paid attention to, they would say, "Yo, that's the truth, son." Not this I want to love everybody and save the world mentality, because you can't save the world. You can only save yourself. Cut that BS out. All right. Yo, Chaotic Scott, you hitting that on the spot. You know, I rewind that at least once a month. The end of Rogue One, Star Wars story, the end of Rogue One. When Darth Vader came there and just cut loose. That's one of my favorite scenes. I just replay that once a month to keep myself charged up. So you 100 on that one. And interesting story. I don't know if anybody saw the trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Ill shit in there. It's a quick trailer, but why is Darth Sidious, the Emperor, laughing at the end of that trailer? Son, when I heard that, I got a chill up my back. Like, yo, it was always rumored that he survived the Death Star being destroyed. It was always rumored that he did survive that. According to to Star Wars lore and Sith lore, it was always rumored. So I'm just curious how they're going to twist and turn all this stuff into one. But when I heard the Emperor laughing at the end of the trailer, I said, yo, Christmas, hurry up, son. Anyways. There's plenty of nature here in Florida, except we don't have mountains. We got a lot of beaches, swampland, lakes, etc., etc., etc. We do have a panther. We have a panther more towards the Everglades, though. The Everglades ain't for the weak at heart, because if you go visit the Everglades, that's nature unleashed there. But yeah, we still have panthers in Florida. Nice. I'm sure. Where do you live up north somewhere, John Travachino? All right. Chaotic Scott, that's 100%. This young generation are technological zombies. Y'all remember the games we used to create as kids? I mean, if we didn't have a ball, we would kick a bucket or kick a can to play kickball. For those who lived in New York or the cities up north, stickball. We used a stick and a hard rubber ball to play stickball. Handball was a big thing. We was always in nature or running around outside creating games. Nowadays, these no wonder people are more obese and out of shape than ever before. That explains a lot. Good. Always go camping. That's one thing I recommend for individuals. Go camping. That's right, Demetrius. The Sith know how to tap into unlimited power and potential. All right, just going through here. Yep. Okay. I feel you, Rainier Reigns. You don't have to read book to gain knowledge, but Sith absorb all kinds of knowledge. They absorb information from everybody and take out what they need and just discard the rest. But everybody has their own way, and that's what works for them. And why is this thing skipping again? Hold on. Where is this damn thing going? Where? Okay, here we go. Yeah, trickster spirits, when you work with your ancestors, trickster spirits are famous for coming through and manipulating, trying to get things out of you, things of that nature, trying to pass themselves off as your ancestors. So that usually will happen more often than people think. This is why you have to know how to speak to the spirits to discern if it's really your family or not. But that's good. It's good that you drew it because that gives you power over it. That's right. Predator versus prey. That's right. Aswadim Tremere. The middle path, he says, the middle path he believes is a path that is unfocused, undisciplined, and path for those that are undecided. Indeed, and I concur. That's right. Nipsey was rolling 60 and he went back into this neighborhood. He had businesses back in his neighborhood, and you could rub people the wrong way sometimes. They can come and get you. Chaotic Scott, that is 100% correct. A lot of light siders, especially light side Christians, can be some of the worst people that you've ever met. They are hypocritical, contrary, and will persecute you faster than other people ever will. I like that. Kenny is undead said there is no middle path. There is left and right and a wall in between for fools to walk against. Indeed. Yes, Kenny is undead. We actually did a class, I think 2 weeks back on the Black Ship. But I didn't title it the Black Ship. It was titled Demonic Integration, I believe, where we utilize information from that book. It's a pretty good book on utilizing for demonic integration. That's all I will say. But again, I don't take anybody's teachings or words 100% as being awesome. I'm awesome, and I extract what I need. Y'all are awesome. As individuals, y'all are awesome. Extract what you need and keep it moving. Dr. Root Magic, yes, when you have occult symbols that actually keeps people living shit scared of you. This is why I have a couple Luciferian t-shirts on there that I have, and I'm getting one more, a Lilith t-shirt. And when I wear that, boy, you should see them eyes, boy. They be looking at me like, oh, he's the devil. Yes, I am. Thank you. Anyways, keep going. Yes, Pinhead from Hellraiser's powerful deific mask. I used to love all the movies back in the days. I watch them every so often, but yeah, I loved all the Hellraisers. That movie ain't for the weak, though. I can tell you that much. Greetings, Chicago's fire-spitting dragon. Yeah, there's some good shit in there, Demetrius. Check it out. Yes, the heroes bang all the chicks. Yes, they do. That's unfortunate because most of them are sissies. Anyways. Yep. Saw is good. And a lot of symbolism in Saw. Kenny is undead. I agree with you. That's one of my favorite Sith Lords is Darth Nihilus. That mother effer would demolish, devour, and destroy whole planets in an instant. That's how powerful. That's how powerful Darth Nihilus was. He was able to just devour a whole planet instantly. Who else was able to? Darth Vitiate, who also became known as Valkorion, who was also known as Tenebrae at one time. That's right, Demetrius. Embrace your sadistic side. Embrace all parts of your sinister self. Yes, yes. The Nun is. I love that movie too. That was good. Valak, cross-dressing demon that goes around terrorizing Christians. Yep. Whoever made that movie was really making fun of the stupidity of Christians. If you really pay close attention, god damn it, I hate when this shit skips. Yeah, I remember Leprechaun back in the hood. That thing was retarded. Chicago Fire Spitting Dragon. Yes, they're really not villains. That's just how people portray them or typecast them. But in reality, they is the shit. Oh shit. By the way, y'all, I don't know if y'all heard, but they're supposed to have one of these Star Wars stories that it's gonna come out. Is gonna be dealing with the Old Republic, and it might be dealing with Darth Revan or Darth Bane. Just the rumor so far, but can't verify that. But they're gonna create a Star Wars story that's gonna go back to the Old Republic and may deal with Darth Revan or Darth Bane. Me personally, I hope that they deal with Darth Bane. That the Ruler 2, he brought that back to life. The Path of Destruction, Dynasty of Evil. That they need to do it. Anyways, okay, you're in. That's right. I keep forgetting you're in Mass. All right. Yeah, Dark Phoenix. I'm looking forward to that too. Yep. Matter of fact, I was just reading Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir comic today. That's dope. Dope. Get it. Yeah, the original Nightmare on Street was dope too. Now, why is that, Goddess Ways? Demons, death, and darkness doesn't bother you, but you just can't watch horror movies. That's crazy. Not crazy as bad, but crazy as in just okay. Candyman was the man back in the days. For anybody seen The Adventures of Sabrina, I know they, kind of alter the stories, but they do that for ratings and stuff. But I like the way they brought Lilith there. I just don't like the way they made Lilith submissive to Lucifer in The Adventures of Sabrina. But I like how Lilith got power back at the end, so that was pretty dope. Tanisha, greetings. Yes, Kwaba Rael. Yes, that's what I've heard. And that's what is in the works or possibly being discussed. So hopefully they bring that out. Darth Bane movie would be ill shit. That's right. And Rainier Reigns, this is very, very happy you brought that up because a lot of times people think that when they work with their ancestors, that all their ancestors, all of their aunties and all of their uncles and grandmas and all that, they were just so loving and they just love you and they're just so caring. Now, some of them are straight assholes. And you gotta be mindful of that when you work with the spirits because just you people have this concept that if they passed, they've all of a sudden became so righteous and caring. If they were like that in the life, 9 times out of 10, they're still like that in the afterlife. And when you make contact, they'll still be stubborn, crazy, manipulative, harmful, everything else. So you got to keep that in mind when you're working with your ancestral spirits. They ain't all there for you. Cut that bull religious crap out. They could start with Kotar, then Soltar, but who knows? Nowadays, with the people who got Lucasfilm, they really messed up a lot of the direction of it. So we'll see what they do. Yes, it is K.I. Scott. It's a badass book. Yep. Well, Goddess Waves, maybe that's a challenge you can partake yourself through, which is challenge yourself to watch a horror movie from beginning to end and then figure out why you've hesitated to watch one for many years. And then it can possibly bring up things within yourself that you may be afraid of, fearful of, or hesitating to encounter. So, yeah, try to do that. But all right, y'all. I told you I was going to be a quick discussion this evening. Let me go over the announcements again. Sunday, myself, Ravana Noon, and Brother Rogue Titan will be on Zoom at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll be discussing harnessing chaotic or chaos energy as a black adept, how to harness it and use it on your left hand path. Also, next Thursday we will have Vampyre class number 3. I decided to do it every other week because I realized that some people need extra time to complete the homework and different things like that. So it's every other week, but we'll be on and popping this Thursday. Next Friday, I'll be doing another class. Not sure what the topic is. I might do another Sith discussion or do something with demons. One or the other is going to pop off because that's what I've been working a lot with is demons and the Sith, back and forth. Well, not really back and forth, just integrating both. So I may do something dealing with the demons and working with them, tapping into it, going into that deep dark abyss. Sith class is currently running now. It's open for anybody if you want to join. It's Dark Occultist 99 at Outlook.com. To join Sith class, it's only $20. It's an individual class, meaning each individual is challenged. You have several challenges, a good amount of challenges you must complete as an acolyte before you take on the title of an exclusive apprentice to a Sith Lord. Okay, so if you want to get with that and you feel you're not scary or weak-minded, the challenge is going to challenge your mind, challenge you physically, and challenge you spiritually. There's a lot of things you're going to encounter that may bring up fear, that may bring up lack of confidence, on not being sure of yourself, and things of that nature. The challenges are specifically designed for you to push yourself further than you may have at any point in time, to tap further into the dark side. That's what the challenges are centered on. So if you would like to join, you email me at darkcultist99outlook.com. I will send you the first challenge. It's not a group class. It's an individual class. I'll send the challenges to any individuals who sign up so you can receive the challenge and work on it. Okay? Each challenge, I think I will give you between 2 weeks and a month to complete the challenge before you get the next challenge. The first challenge is kind of easy. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to sign up. The second challenge becomes a little more difficult, and it starts to progress to become more difficult each challenge. All right? For anybody who studied the Sith lore understands that to be an acolyte, to become an apprentice, was not an easy thing. It was challenges involved, physical challenges, mental challenges, spiritual challenges. It was a lot involved. I believe today, in my personal opinion, people have it too easy to get certain knowledge and information that they don't use properly, or don't ever know how to use, and just misuse it altogether. As a Sith, we ain't about misusing this. We're about empowering ourselves to become even stronger and greater than ever imagined. Okay? Also, maybe next week I'll do the satanic demonic class, dealing with the satanic demonic class, which then after the class I might be able to share the satanic demonic invocation. All right, we'll see. I don't know yet, but that's one of the things I may be coming from. So, if you want to get down, get down. All right. So let me finish it off with the Sith code. Peace is a lie. There's only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. I say this every week because this is what I live by, but also because the esoteric meaning in knowledge behind dissecting that Sith code and applying it to your life is very powerful. All right? It's very powerful. So that's why I go over the Sith code and finish every week off with the Sith code, so that you can start to dissect the meaning of it. Why is peace a lie? Why is there only passion? To understand that in totality, to understand how you gain strength through passion, how you gain power through strength. Dissect it. It becomes a part of your life, and you'll start to understand it on every level. All right. So I'll see y'all Sunday, and I'll see y'all next week. All right.